Hello, welcome to the 43rd edition of Max Ophir's Filmpreis. I'm super happy to be here to the Q&A for Black Hole Legend. And I'm happy to be here with the directors, Jonathan Omar Misrai and Ariel Sereni Brown, and with the two protagonists, Hindigua Iyensik and Minwa Biensuk. I hope I spelled it right. I'm sorry. And thank you so much, Jube, for being here to translate for us in Danish. Yeah, Jonathan, you're born in Tel Aviv, but you're studying right now at the Academy of Media Arts in Cologne with the focus on filmmaking, performance, and installation. And Ariel, you're born in the US, but you live and grew up in Tel Aviv. Is that right? Yeah, and you work in performance arts. How do you guys met and how do you guys start working together? What's your story?
Ariel and I are childhood friends. Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be in the festival and show the film. Ariel and I are friends from since we're little kids.
Ariel, you came up, is it right? You came up with the idea to do a workshop in Humanac. How was it? How was the process to get there?
It started from a invitation to do a work in Copenhagen, and from here to there, we heard that Donald Trump had this crazy idea to buy Greenland, to invest in real estate. And then we heard people from the Danish government replying to him that Greenland is not for sale. And then we had a feeling that Copenhagen has this kind of connection that we didn't know before, and very complex connection with Greenland. So that's how we started our voyage.
How was the workshop? How can you tell us a little bit about what you developed there and how was everything?
Yeah. It was exciting because it was new for us. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
What did you do there?
We wrote letters that we make in 5 minutes, I think, and we used them in the movie. And we did a lot of practicing acting.
Ariel, Jonathan, do you want to add something to the workshop? Like, how did you come up with the idea? What was behind the workshop? What was the idea to get there? Was there already the thing to say, we're going to do a film afterwards, or did it come up just with the results of the workshop?
No, we knew that it's going to be a film, more or less. Also because of our practices in general background, and I think it's like calling it. It was a bit like normal. I think that in most film projects you have rehearsals, and this was not very different than that. The only thing that makes it kind of special was that the film was actually written and ideated together in this process. So we use all sort of games, and we had a lot of fun, and I think we were really lucky to join this really wonderful group of people in Omanak who already are very creative and doing a lot of music and stuff. So we felt really home, and we lived there, and then we would meet, and together doing this workshop was just the moments of really being concentrated of what we want to do in this film. So we came with different ideas and we wanted to do something, I think, serious and truthful. We didn't really knew what it is, but we just felt it, I think. No?
What changed when you met the girls?
Everything changed. I mean, we kind of we before that, Ariel and I would have oh, someone is joining. We had paint ideas, and we would read all sort of scripts and stuff, but most of the stuff we just threw to the garbage when we met together. And then we just, what we came to do this film with was a feeling. It was some sort of feeling that we would find something, but we didn't know what. So.
And I think that this point of before having I don't know, all kind of romantic thoughts about Greenland or about this very distant place, and then having the point to meet people and to meet the girls and to be in Umanak is at itself this kind of clash between documentary and personal stories, and between this kind of realm that you're asking yourself, where is this happening, or what is this kind of culture that is taking place? I'm referring to the cybergoth culture, and this kind of meeting between the two, between the girls and this culture, I believe created exactly this melting point.
Ariel and Jonathan had costumes with them to Greenland, so we can make we make our own costume too with something. And we made hairs with lines and some tapes.
Hvordan nåede I frem til det der kostume?
Vi lavede det selv.
Okay. So the costume was a mixture between something that Ariel and Jonathan brought up here and stuff that the girls found on the children's room.
Yanni is the third protagonist in the film.
Okay.
Annie's the executive producer.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, super interesting.
And the fourth protagonist didn't join us, Ruth. She's not here with us.
She's in Copenhagen. She's not in Copenhagen, in Denmark.
You wrote, the making of such speculative exercises was realized upon a frugal ground where high suicide rate, unemployment, and depression are depriving one's future. So can you tell us something about that?
I don't know. I've just said that there is a common suicide rate. We knew that there is a lot of unemployment, and we knew that being a teenager must be tough for many different reasons, as I just said. And we wanted to kind of find a possibility also with the film to kind of express and touch this stuff, and also a bit extend from what we have to say and to find ways to do it together. And our method was with thinking about futures, thinking about like a post-apocalypse, thinking about something which is also far, and also thinking about what's here. And this gave us also, I think, it's enabled different kind of perspectives and narrations and stories and poetry and other feelings, a lot of feelings to come from this, I think, alone. And then, I mean, the film is just this outcome of all this kind of very shuffling of initiations.
And I just had to tell you that that is what this is today, and still today. We just had, just for the short time here in Umanak, we had 3 young boys. One of my workers' son, 18 years old, and another beautiful young boy, 16 years old, 1.5 months ago, and here 1 week ago, 1 60 years old boy. So
Sorry.
I would wish that like for the world that people. I remember I was in Israel working there. I worked with the people. Was it the people who survived the concentration camp? And I remember also how the kids of those parents, how they had suicide thought, but they didn't kill themselves. Somebody I don't know. And it would be nice with a movie like this or do something in the future. I don't know, we can do it or not, but if we don't try, we can never change things. So try to understand why they must take their life. And also afterwards, it give a lot of trauma to the other one who's living after people decide to kill themselves, you know. And many times the people holding on to talk about it and the one who died, of course you have to remember that. Problem is also that we need to also be alive in this world with the people who's living. But that could be difficult. That could be tough. Yes, more adding them because you say you come to Greenland and you become a part of these things, you know, about suicidal. And I'm just telling you that's really going on now, very close to our lives now.
Altså mig for eksempel min bror. Min bror på begå selvmord af handicap.
What? Jenna saying her son, brother, what?
Han prøvede selv.
He also tried here not long time ago. So it's a lot of those kind of things that is. I don't have any answer. I don't know the truth, but I wish that these young people. But it's difficult. Maybe we have to learn to accept. But that's difficult to accept. But to learn them when they have this kind of thinking that there is a way out. I would like them to know that for young people. Doesn't matter what happened in your life, there is a way out.
Thank you for sharing. In your director's note, you also write the Greenlandic Inuit culture is being destabilized due to climate change. A parallel cancellation is made by Danish colonial power and Western influences. Can you tell us something about that?
No, I just want to say that if you read this, you know, I don't have the truth, but I just have my experience from I'm living here for 36 years, also reading a lot of books, and what I understand that it's about the colonizing. But in that time, Greenland was colonized. Other countries also had the same. France had a lot of colonizing. English people had it. So that is a part of that time. It doesn't make it right. But and there's a lot of things written about this kind of things. I don't want to go into that because that is to be colonized. That is something special. And the people who have been colonized, they have the same problems. They have been colonized. But what happened in Greenland is also that things go fast. The changing that you have in Europe take you 100 years of you that the Greenlander had to change in 10 years. And that's very fast. And when things go so fast, there's always somebody who had to pay the price. It's always the weakest people. And now they had to change so fast to modernity, or you call it modernity, but I don't want to call all this. It's nice to have the computer. We can talk today like this. We had the internet, all these things. But modernity is not only good for the society. There's also cost for everything. That we had to do things faster. We had to do things better. That have a price too. And then at the same time, we have all the changing. We also have, you talk about the climate change. There is changing here. Of course, we can see that very easily on the forest row, that we don't have so much ice anymore. The culture of fishing, hunting, dogs, it become more difficult. And of course, kids that have grown up like that used to see their ancestor like that. Now to have no more track of the elders to see what's going on. So it is always more difficult to maneuver. Manøvrere, hvad hedder det på dansk? When you have to Jeppe?
Det hedder,
Manøvrere.
just to find a way. I mean, just to be on the correct track.
Yes, and then now you have this climate change, but I don't want to say all things about climate change because the Greenlanders are Inuit people. They have been working with changes for generation, and they have been very strong to fit into adaptation. And I don't want to say what it's better or it's less better when you have more ice and less ice. Somebody thinks it's nice because you can fish more. Other things terrible because you're losing the culture. So it's all the time, it's a balance, but still the Inuit people, they have adopted to many thousand years with the situation of ice have been covered all the northern area, and it's disappearing more and more and more, and it's still disappearing. The problem is now it goes so fast. It got really fast now. Now even the ice can see it. And of course, there's many reasons why people are how they are and why they react how they react. There's not only one reason. There's a lot of reasons.
It's a mix between documentation and fiction. Can you say something about that?
Min bedste, jeg tænkte på meget mine bedste forældre. Den tid var de jo ret gamle, så jeg tænkte på dem og prøvede det.
Okay.
Alvorligt som muligt. Hvordan kan man sige det? Jeg tænkte meget på dem og prøvede min bedste ud af dem.
Okay. I think working with Jonathan and Ayel made the girls reflect on their relationship to their family. As Jane just said, she thought a lot about her grandparents during the shooting of the movie, because at the moment they were quite old, and doing the movie made her reflect on her relationship to them.
How is it being an Inuit and just like having this culture and now being right now in the situation in Greenland and Denmark and everything?
Hvad synes I om, hvordan dyrker I Inuit kultur i dag?
Spille grønlandske trommer.
Ja.
Vi prøver meget grønlandsk. For eksempel grønlandske trommer og så Inuit instrumenter. Og der nu det der er populært rigtig meget, det der Inuit tattoo. Og vi spiser også meget grønlandsk mad.
Yeah. So right now it's very important for young people in Greenland to practice Inuit culture in just playing old Inuit songs on drums, speaking the original Greenlandic language. A lot of young people is getting original Inuit tattoos right now. That's a very big thing in Greenland. I think that it has a lot to do about the way the world is looking at the Arctic right now. That the Arctic is getting important, and that the Greenland one, in some ways, it's a very critical topic, but Greenland want to be separated more from Denmark than they are right now. But it's very, very complicated subject because there's a lot of factors to it. But culture is getting more and more important. Original Inuit culture is getting more and more important for especially young people in Greenland at the moment.
And how was it to shoot with Jonathan and Ariel?
Det var nyt for dem og nyt for os.
Mm.
Meget spændende og anderledes.
Yeah. Okay. So the girls are saying that it was very exciting to do the movie. It was very exciting to work with someone who didn't have a relationship to original Inuit culture and who was new in the, how can you say it, the opinions about the connection between Greenland and Denmark.
Something more you want the audience to know or to reach out to give a message?
Er der noget, I vil tilføje til publikum?
Det sagde vi lige.
Ja, men jeg skal lige have det igen.
At de skal klæde sig til at se vores kultur i Grønland, og hvor de kan se, hvordan Umanak ser ud.
Ja.
No, det er godt, at det er.
Heidinwag, she just said that the audience should look forward to experience Greenlandic culture and the landscape around Umanak through the movie.
Because der er ikke så mange i verden, som kender til Grønland.
There's not a lot of people in the world who's really aware about how Greenlandic is.
Thank you so much for your time, all of you, all over the world. Thank you to Greenland. Thank you to Tel Aviv. Hello.